Hi. I genuinely look like the worst little trash goblin ever. I look disgusting. My fringe is just, let's not even talk about it. Let's get some lights on actually. Ooh, go on, it looks worse. So, welcome to my vlog. Oh, I can't deal with this fringe right now. I look like a nonce. I look like a nonce that stands outside schools. I am officially welcoming you to my first ever solo trip vlog. So I am staying at the Premier Inn at Heathrow Terminal 5. I literally just arrived here. Funny story, I got lost. Well, technically I didn't get lost. I looked up online where the bus stops were and stuff, because obviously the thing is with buses, I always try and avoid getting London buses because, or just any buses that I don't know the route of, because it's just like one of those anxiety inducing things where you're sat on the bus and you're like, trying to look out for some kind of landmark that you recognise. Anyway, I was looking the wrong way. My hotel was on the opposite side of where I was looking, and so I didn't see it until the buses came all the way past. And then I thought to myself, okay, maybe the bus diverts back around. No, it kept going. So I had to get off the bus like and get 2 stops back. So technically I wasn't lost, I knew where I was, but I thought that I thought I had to get off a lot later than I did. Not my fault. This technically is on Bath Road and I was planning to get off at the Bath Road stop. Turns out you need to get off at, I want to say it's Pringleton Street or Pringleton Road or something. If you're staying here, it is right opposite another hotel that kind of looks like it hasn't been done up since the 80s. And if you've been here a while and if you've seen my concert vlogs, let me show you the bathroom. Oh, hang on, there's a bath! Oh my god, okay, if you haven't been on my vlog channel before, this is primarily a booktube channel. I was about to say Booktok then. I am on Booktok, go follow me. This is primarily a book channel, booktube, whatever you want to call it. I talk about books, but I also do the odd travel vlog. And during the year, I usually go to a couple of concerts. This year I've gone to a lot more than I usually would. I also have one coming up in November, which I'm super excited for. Whenever I stay at a Premier Inn, because usually it's like a Premier Inn somewhere, sometimes I'll stay like at a different hotel if I can get a better deal. Like I just look around for deals and see where I can stay. I always book a London one and then hope that there's a bath, and every time I've gotten to the bathroom of a London Premier Inn, there's never a bath. The only one that's had a bath is the one that I stayed in at Heathrow Terminal 4, but my thinking is because it's technically Greater London, even though it's London, it comes under Greater London. So I'm assuming any of the ones that come under Greater London will have baths, but the ones kind of like closer to Central don't have baths unless you spend a lot of money, and I'm talking like £200 plus per night, which I'm not willing to pay. If I'm paying that much, I'm staying at Hilton because oh my god, they have the best pillows. Anyway, I've arrived here, actually navigated here quite easily. Now, I'm like rambling on, I haven't even told you what this is, but you would have been introduced anyway. I am going on my first ever solo trip. This is something that I've wanted to do for a really, really long time. It's been on my bucket list. I've crossed off a couple of things off my bucket list already. One of them being doing a bungee jump, which I did back in 2021 in Scotland. That is in a vlog if you want to go see it. What was the other thing? Oh, okay. One of them is for next year. That's why I'm thinking there's another thing. I haven't crossed it off yet. I will be crossing off, but I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. But my other huge bucket list item has been to do a solo trip, and it doesn't matter how long it is, it doesn't matter how far it is. I want to do a solo trip. Obviously me going to London all the time, that doesn't count, and I don't feel like staying in the UK counts. And I mean like properly going abroad on a plane out of the country. So this is my first solo trip. I'm going to Amsterdam. Amsterdam was kind of one of my first choices. There was another choice as well, but I'm not going to tell you what that is because I am going there next year. But Amsterdam made it to the top of the list because it felt like a relatively safe option without it being somewhere that I've already been before, because I did think about going somewhere like Rome or Paris, and I've been to those places before, so I already know what to expect. I already know how everything works, and I don't feel like that's going to push me. And you're probably wondering, like, why do you want to be pushed? I am a very anxiety-riddled human being, and I feel as if within the past couple of years I've been really regressing back into myself, and that's a problem. It's to the point now, like I go to London all the time by myself, and that used to be a huge like thing for me. It used to be a huge no-no, like I didn't want to do it, and now I do it all the time. But now that I've got used to it, I don't take risks, I don't do things out of my comfort zone. Like If I eat at Five Guys, it's the same Five Guys. I did change that at the beginning of the year. I did go to a different one and it wasn't so bad. But like, I'll do things in a routine because like it doesn't set me off. I hate things that set me off, and that's an issue because then it ends up being that I don't want to do little things like, and this is going to sound so stupid to a lot of people. For instance, I don't like walking into a restaurant first. I don't like walking into a restaurant first. It's so bad that like if I need to ask a question to someone in like a shop and someone else is with me, I'll try and get them to do it, but like I won't ask them to do it. I'll just kind of like stand back and be like a little bit timid so that they eventually ask them for me. It's like little things like that, and like I used to be so like, I used to have little confident moments and I don't feel like I have that anymore. And so this trip is one, crossing something off of my bucket list, because I know if I don't do it now I never will do it. And this year was the perfect time because I wasn't doing like a huge like 2-week break. Usually I go on holiday for 2 weeks and that's my holiday for the year. This is just a little city break and it was the perfect time to do it. And I just thought to myself, you know what, this is going to be so good for me. Probably not at the time. I mean, this morning I was like, I didn't know whether I was excited or anxious. And I feel like I am anxious, but I'm not overly feeling it. Like I'm not, like it doesn't, my chest doesn't feel tight. I don't feel like I don't want to do this because I have no choice. I have to do it, otherwise I wasted money. So yeah, that is what this trip is. I'm staying in Amsterdam for 5 nights, but I'm doing 4 full days of Amsterdam. The 5th night after that I leave, and I leave pretty early, so I haven't even got like a half like last day there. It's just literally get up and fucking go. I'm very excited. I do have one thing that's already booked because it was the one thing that I've always wanted to do, and if I didn't book it in advance I wouldn't be getting to do it, but I'll tell you about that later. But welcome to the Amsterdam vlog. I'm a mess. Already I love this premiering. The girl at the desk, we had a lovely conversation because I had my headphones around my neck, and I've got the Sony MX4s. They were a very expensive purchase, but they have been so worth it. And I was telling her this because she was like, oh, I've been wanting those headphones, are they worth it? Because they are a little bit cheaper now if they're in a sale, but like they were very expensive when they initially came out. I didn't get them when they initially came out. And I just said to her, the battery lasts all day. Like when I travel, that battery does not die. I think the battery's like 36 hours or something. So I've been using those for nearly 10 hours now and they haven't died. They're great and they block out all the sound. Welcome to the Amsterdam vlog with one very anxious, very tired girly who now needs to go and get dinner. Now I didn't realise this is very exciting. Which means it's not exciting at all. Oh, that's my little wrist thingy that I was taking to London so that no one snatched my camera. The very exciting thing, which is not very exciting at all, there's a McDonald's next door. And a little part of me is like, oh, I could just go get a cheeky Macca's. I'm not gonna, because I have already had a KFC today and I need something of sustenance. I'm probably going to get what I usually get at premiering because I'm very adventurous. A katsu curry, because I bloody love katsu curry. It's probably not the best katsu curry going, but it's pretty good. So I'm probably going to go and get that. Also, oh my god, I was in the lift. Basically I had to get from terminals 2 and 3 to terminal 5, which is really easy to do. You can do it for free. I don't have my ticket now because the machine took it. But if you are transferring between terminals, which I won't be doing tomorrow because I'm literally just going to terminal 5, you can get a free service to any of the other terminals, and you basically go to a ticket machine and get a free ticket, and the machine literally says free tickets to terminals. There might be a bunch of other people waiting at other machines. Those are for the tube stations, or I'm going to assume the Heathrow Express, possibly, I'm not sure. I don't know if you have to book that in advance. You can get on the Heathrow Express as well with the free ticket. I do believe the Heathrow Express also goes outside of the terminals into London, which is why there's a paid service for that as well. So if you get on and you see something that says first class Heathrow Express, don't panic like I did, just get on the fucker, because I was waiting for the conductor to come out and go, you can't be on this service, you have a free ticket. No, you're allowed on there with a free ticket, just so you realise. Now I'm rambling and this is already 10 minutes long. Also, I have shown Instagram, but you need to see my Miffy nails. These are the Miffy nails. You can't actually tell, but this is actually 3D. And they mix and match. Oh, there we go. And these are the other ones. It's a nice little mix match. God, I look so horrible. It's a nice little mix match set. I look like, you know what I look like? Ignore the fringe, because I don't think she had a fringe. Maybe she did. I look like that woman off of What's the Story in Ballamora, you know, the ginger one. Anyway, I'm going to give you just a brief little room tour, okay? If any of you have been on my channel before, Premier Inns will be nothing new to you, and if you're not sure what Premier Inn is a chain of hotels here in the UK. I've since found out that they also have ones in Europe. They also have some in Dubai, which I think is very random. I don't think they're in the US, and you're missing out because I love a good Premier Inn. Here is Zaandam. I don't know why I went French there. There's a mirror. This one isn't... I was going to say this one isn't quite updated. It's technically not, because it doesn't have like the new furnishings that I'm used to. Like usually they have like dark wooden furnishings, but it's fine, I don't care. One thing I am very happy to see, especially in an airport hotel, is an ironing board and an iron. I don't know if that is a given in every room, because usually at hotels in the UK you have to ask for those. So I don't actually know if they just leave these here or if this was accidentally left here. Mirror, hairdryer, a safe, some, I wanted to say curtain rails, those, my friend, are hangers. Some, I don't know why you would have a plug socket up here. Actually, I put my straighteners there. I thought there was one by the mirror. Usually there is, there isn't on this one. You've got all your tea making stuff. Usually I have to get more when I'm staying at a Premier Inn because there's never enough, but I'm only staying here one night. Kettle, 2 glasses, 2 mugs. A phone. I don't actually know what the phone's for. I don't think you can ring the restaurant. I think you just have to go down to the bar, so I don't know why. Is that just a free thing? You know what I think has happened, and I'll tell you in a minute. A TV, which I am going to test out later, because I've only ever managed to do this at one Premier Inn before, and that was when I stayed with my friend. Up country a little bit, I think when we was coming back from, no, this was when we went to Fort Park. We stayed at Premier Inn the night before, and we managed to link up her phone to the TV, and every Premier Inn I've stayed in since doesn't allow you to do it. And I don't know why, and I'm gonna assume it's gonna be the same this, but I am gonna be watching another episode of Gilmore Girls because that is something that I've recently just got into. You have a mini fridge here with nothing in it, but it's great if you've got like a beverage or something you want to keep cold. This is just like a little sofa situation, but they do turn this into a single bed if you need it. Double bed with reading lights and all of that jazz, some USB sockets, and then obviously you've seen the bathroom. It's standard with a bath. Which, hi, that's me looking like trash. Anyway, that's the room. Now to tell you what I think has happened. I feel like this is usually one of the business like standard rooms. So on Premier Inn they have like a bog standard room, and then they have like a business room, and the business rooms are the ones that usually have the mini fridges. So I don't know whether this is one of those rooms, because I never book these because they're like usually a little bit more expensive and I don't see the point. It would explain the phone, because I've never had a phone in a Premier Inn before, so that would explain it. Anyway, I need to look at the menu and see all the other stuff that I'm obviously not going to end up eating, but I'm going to look at anyway, and then go and order my katsu curry. Let me put the light on because this is serious. Much better. Oh my god, I look like trash. There has been a very, very crazy turn of events right now, because as I said to you, I was going to look at the menu at the stuff that I obviously wasn't going to choose to eat and just order the katsu curry like I usually would. The turn of events is I'm actually going to order something different. It's still a curry, but it's going to be a different curry. I'm going to go for the Thai green vegetable curry because I love Thai green curry. Just for a change. It just sounds yummy. It's got like sweet potato and bamboo shoots in it and stuff. And that sounds fucking great to me. Does anyone else do this? When you're about to leave the room, you panic that you haven't got your key card. I know I've got it, but I just need to like triple check before I leave. I have in fact got the key card. Now I feel like I need to pee. I'm gonna pee. Good morning everyone. The sound is going to be horrible in the bathroom. I don't know how quiet I have to be because I haven't heard anyone either side of me all night. I woke up initially at 1:54, and because of my screensaver it's quite light, and where I had the numbers, they were really small, and so I thought the 1 was a 2, and this is the second time I've done this, and so I was like, oh, I've got to get up in like 5 minutes or whatever, so I was like, oh, just rest my head for a little bit, and then the time kept getting on and getting on. I was like, my phone hasn't gone off, and then I don't know whether I zonked out for a minute or so, and then I woke up and I was like, okay, we're just going to double check it again, because nothing's gone off, and this seems to have gone on for a very long time. I've checked it, and I've gone, oh shit, like my alarm hasn't gone off. Like, I'm fucked, I'm late for my flight. No, it was still 2 a.m. and I didn't need to be up until 3 o'clock, so. I'm annoyed with myself already. Past self, I'm annoyed with myself. I packed this. This is filled with water. This isn't my setting spray. And my setting spray isn't in here. I think my mind forgot that my setting spray is in a clear bottle because I've got like a huge setting spray, so I transferred it into like a clear travel size bottle, and my brain clearly forgot, and now I'm annoyed. I'm literally gonna kill myself. I forgot my makeup brushes. All but this one, which won't help me. Really annoyed right now. I know they'll sell them in the airport, but I won't have my makeup on me. What am I supposed to do? I can't put it on with a I can't put it on with a powder puff. I'm so annoyed. I'm fucking livid. I'm livid. Hello everybody, I'm at Heathrow, this is Kevin.
Hello.
We met at the bus stop. He is not going to Amsterdam, he is going to Stockholm to see his friend.
I'm my dad, apparently.
Well, we keep saying I'm his girlfriend and he's my dad, so there's a bit of an overlap there. We got to figure out which one it is.
Seatbelt signs have been switched off.
We have officially made it to Amsterdam, and I didn't vlog in the airport because I had all of my stuff with me and I was just trying to get through, and I'm trying to be brave right now and get my camera out and not be scared about people judging me. Amsterdam Central is behind me. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Right now, I'm a little bit hungry, I'm not gonna lie. In my head I was like, oh, I'm gonna plan to go to a museum or something, and I've already forgotten like 5 times that I have to look out for bikes because I'm just not thinking, and I'm terrified that I'm gonna get run over. But it's okay, there was just someone sat on a Jaguar or a Mercedes living life. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm gonna do right now, but I'll bring you along. Okay, so the last clip you would have seen, I ended up eating in Ted's all day brunch, which if you're wondering where it is, because I had no idea, it's literally not opposite the Anne Frank house, it's kind of like opposite and then across. It's really easy to find. As soon as I stood there I was like, oh no, either they're gonna ignore me or they're not gonna get me a table or something. And the guy was like, oh, have you got a reservation? And I was like, no. I was like, have you got a table for one? He was like, oh, you can sit at the bar. I was like, oh, thank you. He was really lovely. The food came out really quick. I was kind of worried because online a lot of people said that, oh, the people that work there are rude and the food service is really slow and the food is actually not that good. Really yummy. I had a fried chicken and donut thing. I keep wanting to call it a burger, it wasn't a burger. It was really good. It had like a like a sweet chili sauce over it and then maple syrup and stuff. And then with that I also had an iced latte with like caramel syrup. And I'm not gonna lie, the guy was kind of cute. And then when I said to him, I was like, oh, do you take cash or is it just card only? Oh no, that's what I said. I was like, oh, can I get the bill? And he was like, maybe. So so far, I think now that I'm settled, I'm kind of fine. I was a little bit overwhelmed when I first got here because I was like, oh god, and like, it's that kind of place where you've built it up so much in your head and it's not really what you thought it was. But as soon as you get away from like Central, it's fine. After that, I went into a little souvenir shop. I got myself a souvenir, which I wasn't expecting. It's like a little, I think it's Miffy, which is hilarious because I didn't think that that was a huge thing over here, but I've seen a couple of shops now with like Miffy stuff in. I've got Miffy nows. Didn't do that on purpose, but it's like Miffy, but it's like a Dutch Miffy and it's so cute. And I wanted a bag charm, so I got that for myself. Also got my dad a memento, which usually I don't bother because he doesn't really want anything. My mum wants a pen, I haven't found any pens. I collect them, so I'm looking for myself as well. But I got my dad a golf ball which says Amsterdam. I very much doubt that it's a good golf ball, but it's a golf ball nonetheless. I saw it and I giggled and I was like, well, I've got to get it because it's funny. So yeah, I very much doubt he will be playing with it. Maybe he will, I don't know, but he'll lose it in like 5 seconds. So now I am possibly heading to Lush. I kind of want to find Hollister because there's a jumper that I really want that I've been thinking about for so long, and it's the kind of thing that at home I won't buy, but I'm thinking of going there. I'm thinking of going into Lush because I've got bath stuff with me, but it's not very good. Like it doesn't like foam up enough. So I'm probably gonna go there, and then I'm probably gonna go to a museum now that I've eaten because oh my god, I didn't realise how much I needed to eat.
De havens van Europa. Door het steeds groter worden van de In the past, the city walls were on your right-hand side.
In Rembrandts Huis. Laufe der Zeit zu verrotten, was letztendlich zu diesem Schiefstand führte. Wir fahren jetzt unter den Mutplein hindurch.
Hello from my hotel room. It is now, I'll give you a tour in a minute, 5 minutes past 6. I've actually done what I said I was gonna do. When I kind of like made my plans for my first day, obviously I knew I couldn't really check in till 3. Earlier when I went to the check-in desk, I was like, hey, like I'm checking in today, but can I leave my luggage here? And they just said to me like, shall we see if your room's ready? And I was like, oh, okay, because the people next to me were given their room already, and I thought, oh, I might be in luck here. Like, they might actually have my room ready, which I wouldn't have done anything anyway. It would have been nice to maybe not have a freshen up. It would have been nice to go to Primark, get my makeup brushes and put the rest of my makeup on. But honestly, I feel kind of sweaty anyway, so it's probably for the best that I didn't have makeup on. Also, I've probably nearly cried like once or twice. I don't look terrible. I'd probably look worse with makeup. In my original plans, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try and go really full on the first day and try and get like a bunch of stuff done so that way the extra days that I'm doing solely in Amsterdam, like Central, I can kind of take it a little bit easier, because one of the days I'm using completely, hopefully, for Zaandam, if that's how you pronounce that. That's a place for like all the windmills and stuff. If you don't know Amsterdam, you'll see what I mean. And I just thought getting back here at like 5 or 6 would be brilliant. And I've just, honestly, the train back was quite packed, but funnily enough, not as bad as the tube. It was still breathable. So the last clip that you would have seen, I was taking like little clips at the Sex Museum. It was one of those places that I wasn't really like, oh, I have to go to the Sex Museum. But I basically said that if I went past it, like, I have to go in because it's like 10 euros and you gotta say you've been to the Sex Museum. And I'm not gonna lie, after about I think I didn't check the time, but I think I was maybe in there for like half an hour, 40 minutes, just staring at basically porno and a lot of dicks. And a lot of vaginas. I was yawning. It's been a long day, and once you've seen one, you've seen them all. I am actually very surprised by how obsessed in history we have been with sex. Yeah. But obviously I couldn't really get a lot of clips in there because I would be banned from YouTube. There are some sites I cannot unsee. Also, there was one clip and it made me laugh, and I wanted to do a little commentary, but like, it wasn't quiet, but like there were quite a few people around, and I just didn't really feel like whipping out the camera. Like, I'm really tired now. And there was something about, I don't know if it was China or like the words that they have for the anatomy, and in my head I was like, I can imagine Sarah J Maas or just any romantasy author going absolutely ballistic with those descriptions. And they just made me chuckle. But yeah, I also went on a canal cruise. I did one of those ones that you just get on a really long boat with a bunch of people. I wanted to do one of those like little private ones where they have like cheese and wine and like drinks and stuff, but I don't know where you get them from. Like, I don't know where they are, and I know they're a little bit more expensive, but it would be nice to do because it's only a couple of people and you actually get someone talking to you for the whole time rather than just like an audio description thing. But nonetheless, it was really good. I actually timed it perfectly because when I got on the boat, it was just a little bit of drizzle, and then when we were actually on there, it wasn't torrential downpour, but it was a lot heavier. And then by the time we went to get off, because it was like an hour canal cruise, it was brightening up and it was sunny again, so timed it absolutely perfectly. What was the other thing that I did? Oh, I went to the Red Light Museum. That was very high on my list of stuff to do. I don't think I'm gonna be in Amsterdam late enough to see the red light district all lit up and stuff, and I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna sound a little bit prudish, but I don't think I'm interested in being there that late and seeing it. Like, it's just the thought of being around lots of, I'm going to assume, men walking around staring at windows of women doing a job, and it doesn't appeal to me. I've heard it can be a little bit dodgy, and I know there's security and like security cameras and whatever around, but I've heard some stories. I just, as a solo female traveller, that does not, it's not my vibe. It's the same thing as like, I'm not going to go into a coffee shop while I'm here. And for those of you who are sweet summer children, coffee shops in Amsterdam don't serve coffee. I mean, they might serve coffee, but they also sell the green stuff. I'm trying to say things without getting censored by YouTube, but I've already said dick and vagina, so. Anyway, I am staying at the Intel Hotel? I think I forgot to film a clip of the hotel, but I'll show you the buildings across the way because they're kind of designed similarly, but like, I mean, this hotel looks cool. It looks cooler than these buildings, but you'll get the idea. This is like, so over there, okay, that's a bike shed. That bike shed is attached to the station, which is just like there. So it's not even 5 minutes away. And then you've got all of these like green buildings and stuff, and I don't think you're going to be able to see any of it, but it's really cute and it's really quaint, and there's not really anything here, but there are some shops. Oh my god, like, bike people, there's just bikes everywhere. But this hotel, and I'll try and get a clip tomorrow, but the facade on the outside is made to look like a bunch of traditional buildings all put together, but like, obviously it's not. Like, it's not actually individual buildings, it's just made to look like that. It's really cool. I discovered it on TikTok, and then when I went to go and book a hotel, this was actually reasonably well priced, and I really wanted a room with a bath because I thought, if I'm going to be having really long days of walking and stuff, I just want to come back and have a bath, because there's nothing beats it, honestly. And I would have been paying the same price in central Amsterdam for a room with like a shower, and the rooms are tiny, and I've heard that Amsterdam is really loud, and now that I've been into central Amsterdam for the day, I'm really, really glad that I didn't stay there. Some people might be able to hack it and it might be fine, but it's so different staying in kind of a hotel like this where it's like a chain and, you know, it's built quite high and stuff, to staying like in a little B&B or whatever. And Amsterdam is quite tight and tiny, and there are chain hotels around like Ibis and stuff, which I did look at booking, but they are super expensive. Anyway, I'm gonna give you a tour of the room. I'm very excited about something and I'll tell you what it is in a minute. Also, the people here I've just had a glorious day. Then I might go to floor 3 because there's a vending machine and I really fancy a fizzy drink and I didn't get one at the supermarket. So this is actually a very big room. I think there were cheaper options, I think, but I went with the more expensive one with the bathroom. So there's the door. It's very echoey in here because it's huge. I haven't seen the bathroom yet, so we're both about to be surprised. Well, hopefully there's no one in here. Hopefully it's not that much of a surprise. Okay. Okay, I'm very excited now. Not about the toilet. That is a toilet. You know what one of those is. That's box standard. I did not mean to make that pun. What is this? Oh my god. Wow. This is like I feel like this is a budget bougie hotel. And you'll understand why in a minute, maybe. So we have hairdryer, lovely big mirror, lovely sink, soap. I wonder what the soap smells like. We'll test that out later. This is why I was like, oh my god, I never get this, especially this. Some thread. Is there a needle in there? Oh my god, there's actually a needle. Oh, that's so cool. Do you know what's funny? I can't tell you this. So, after I said goodbye to Kevin this morning, I had a lip balm, which I had to put in a little plastic bag, obviously, because it was a liquid. It wasn't like a solid lip balm. And at some point, because I kept rummaging in and out of my bag, the plastic got stuck in the zip. And it's not a zip that you can just pull things out of. It's quite inbuilt, and I was trying to pull it out and it wasn't working, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to get to Amsterdam airport and get my little scissors out that I use for my eyebrows and try and get the plastic out that way. And then I was thinking I could really use a needle right now, and I mean, that would have saved the day. It would have been too late in the day, but it would have saved the day. Luckily I managed to do it by like really putting some muscle into it and pulling the zip along and like pulling it back again and pulling it along and pulling it back, and it was just a whole nightmare. And damn that plastic bag. Oh, do you know what? This is why, this is why people need to do room tours. This is why people need to stay places and vlog and do room tours, because then I know what amenities are in the room. Because I brought cotton buds with me because I was like, oh, there's just, I just don't think these are going to be in the hotel. And I brought some, but I mean, there's cotton pads there too. That's great. And then some, what is this? A shoe shine sponge? I mean, I've got Converse, I'm not going to need that, but a shoe shine sponge? What the hell? That is very random. But I suppose a lot of people use this as like a business hotel, so it makes sense. Anyway, moving on, we've got like a shaving mirror, all of our towels, and this is what I was excited about, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, really? Big window, which luckily is not overly see-through, so if you are staying with someone who you're not very liberal with, you don't have to worry about seeing anything unless they decide to stick their ass up against that and blue moon you. Anyway, the reason I'm excited is this, because when I looked at pictures of the hotel, there were pictures of the shower head, but it didn't have like a holder. It was just like the holder was here, so your shower head would be there and there would be no holder for it, so you'd have to kind of wash your hair and then just like, you wouldn't be able to have like a shower. So that's very exciting. I'm very excited about that. And I mean, the piece de la resistance, c'est bath. The fact that I picked this hotel, I mean, firstly because of the bath, and secondly because I thought it looked cool, says a lot about me. So yeah, anyway, that's the bathroom. Over here, I haven't rummaged through all this yet. We have, oh my god, it lights up. Oh my god, this is a fancy hotel. Oh my god, there's bathrobes. There's fucking bathrobes. Do you know how happy this makes me? I was hoping to get that when we stayed in Turkey because we were staying at a very, like, a big luxury resort or whatever. And there were no bathrobes and no slippers, and I was very disappointing. Oh my god. I'm going to assume though that these aren't just for the room because there's actually a spa in this hotel and it is included in your stay, and it's open till like 11 PM at night. I have brought my swimsuit with me just in case I fancy a little dabble in the pool or the sauna. I don't think I'm going to fancy the sauna because it's just going to be a sweat bucket, but if I want to go in the pool I've got my swimsuit just in case. Then you've got your safe. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming that's something to do with laundry maybe? Yeah, laundry and cleaning service, which I won't need, but that's also very fancy. So I'm gonna guess all this stuff is kind of put in place for business people. Bog standard kettle, you've got teas, you've got green teas, sugars, glasses, like, and a mini fridge, which is actually kind of nice because I feel like mini fridges are kind of overlooked sometimes, or you just have to pay extra. The other thing I'm really excited about, it's a gigantic TV put in the most optimal position, and it's a Samsung, which I'm hoping means I'm going to be able to connect my phone up to this and watch Gilmore Girls. And then you've just got a desk and stuff, bog standard desk area, and then you've got another chill out desk. You've got bedside lamps. Oh, okay, that knocks it down a point. That knocks it down a point. Where are the plug sockets near to the bed? I'm gonna spoil it for you. There aren't any. There actually aren't any. There aren't any. I suppose I could take that out and then like plug it back in after I leave. Okay, that's a mark off this so far, because everybody needs their phone close to their bed. Actually, I'm going to need my phone close to my bed because I leave really early on Saturday morning and I need my alarm to wake me up. But yeah, that is the room. I'm very excited about it. Also, I've noticed over here. Let's read this together. I only noticed this because I was like, oh, sweeties. I have a massive sweet tooth. I'm going to read this to you. Are you ready, children? I have taken great pride in preparing this well-appointed and comfortable room for you to enjoy. If you have any special requests, please be so kind to inform me or one of my colleagues. Your personal experience is what matters. Blah, 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 blah. Your personal experience is what matters most to us. Every day, again, you'll be surprised. And then I don't know what that name says. I hope you can see that because I haven't got the screen flipped up, so I can't see what I'm filming. But yeah, your room attendant, Susanna. It might be. No, it's not Susanna. It's definitely not Susanna, is it? It's not Susanna. I'm very. Do you know what? This could win. Oh my god, the window's actually open. Wait. Are they locked or do they actually? Oh god, no, I'm scared to do this now. Is this one of those funny like European windows where you open it and it looks like it's gonna fall on you? Or is it locked? Oh yeah, it is one of those funny windows that looks like it's gonna fall on you. They do open, which is nice because I'm a little bit hot right now, but I'm probably not going to leave those open because it's very loud. And if you're not sure what I mean about the window situation, about European windows, you'll open it thinking, oh, it opens this way, right? No, they open like that. And a lot of people, they open them and then they get shit scared because they're like, oh my god, the window's about to break. It's about to fall on me. I'm gonna go to floor 3 to go and get some fizzy drink. Oh, and then I'll do a haul. Or do I do a haul now? No, I'm gonna have a pee and then I'm gonna go and get a drink because I really want a fizzy drink, and I bet you they've got no Dr. Pepper in there. I'm going to the, oh no, I need a card. I'm not going to the 3rd floor because I need money and I currently don't have that. I tell you what, I'm really surprised a lot of places have actually taken cash, and I was expecting them not to because I know that there's a couple of places, for instance like Chun, which is like a cafe that I really want to go to that sells these really like amazing looking sandwiches. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, it depends on the queue. I'm definitely gonna get one before I leave because I need one, because they sell, it's like Japanese milk bread, and they do one with bulgogi beef, and I fucking love Korean like bulgogi beef, it's so good. I did do a bit of a shopping spree, and I am going to show you what I bought, but I barely used my card. Mainly I've used this for like traveling and stuff. And honestly, if you do anything, get a Revolut card. I don't know if they're widely available like worldwide, but if you are in the UK and you're looking to travel basically anywhere, they do so many currencies. So on this card at the minute, I still have Great British pounds because I didn't convert all of the money that I had on there, and I have euros, and basically you can flick between the different currencies you have, or I think it automatically selects it for you, but I did it this morning because I didn't trust it. Anyway, I'm gonna go and see if we can get some snacks. Well, actually not snacks, I've got snacks, I want a drink. They have the irons and the ironing boards just there, so you don't have to like go down to reception and ask for them. Oh, every hotel should have that. I need to go down. I'm really hoping this is gonna take me to 3, and I'm not gonna show up on like level 1. God. Oh, I'm gonna have to get a Pepsi. Wee woo. This is the most expensive Pepsi I think I'll ever buy in my life. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I think I just made the most awkward elevator friend ever. My suggestion is, if you want a drink or a snack, there aren't really many snacks, but definitely if you want a drink, especially a fizzy one, go to the supermarket, because this just cost me €4. Oh, I'm so tired. I think there is a supermarket somewhere down there, and I can't be bothered. Now I'm gonna see if I can connect my phone up to this Samsung. It does say source on it. That's usually a good indication that it's gonna connect. Oh my god, my stomach's rumbling, bruh. Oh my god, I forgot. Foreign TV channels. I love seeing foreign TV channels. Oh, it says YouTube. Oh, screen sharing. Yes. I can watch Gilmore Girls on the big screen. Oh, they have like a Dutch, like, is this like police interceptors? I don't know, but it's something. Or is that an advert? No, I'm not sure. I'm so fascinated by foreign TV, honestly. It's like the first thing I do in a foreign country is look at their TV channels. Welcome to my first ever Amsterdam haul. Is it exciting? I don't know. You saw this earlier and you're probably going to be thinking, why did you buy that? The little school situation from Gillie Hicks. Is it Gillie Hicks? Yeah, Gillie Hicks in Hollister. They didn't have the jumper that I've been lusting after. So obviously it wasn't meant to be. Obviously I don't actually need the jumper. So I saw the skirts, and I've just recently got back into golf again, and I wore a skirt the other day, but it's not really appropriate for doing sports in because it's quite short and I have to wear like another pair of shorts underneath. I tried on the white one, which I really, really loved, and it would go with so many of like my polo shirts, but it was see-through for days. There is no way you could do sports in that skirt. It's not hiding anything. I did like I was like, oh, I could just put a pair of safety shorts underneath, but I was like, I shouldn't have to. Like, it should, if it's a sport school, it shouldn't be see-through. I did get myself a little souvenir because I do still want a pen. I am still gonna try and get a pen, but I was trying to think of something really special that I could get from Amsterdam to like kind of commemorate this trip, because obviously this is my first ever solo trip. It's something that I wanted to do for a really, really long time. And it's such a big deal for me to be doing this alone. And I saw this and immediately I was like, I need it. Because before I came to Amsterdam, I was like, oh my god, a little like bag charm on my bag would be really cute. Because I have got a really nice handbag, and I was like, oh, I want a little charm for it. And I thought about getting a Jellycat. And I looked at Jellycat suppliers in Amsterdam, and I was like, oh, if I come across one, I'll go in. But I've seen this, and can anyone explain the Miffy thing to me? Like, was the creator from the Netherlands or something? Because I have seen nothing but Miffy, which is hilarious because I did these Miffy nails just because I thought they were cute. And I saw them and I was like, oh my god, I need to do them. And I've just seen Miffy everywhere. But I got this little cute, like, Dutch Miffy. Look, she's in all, like, little, traditional clothing with, like, a little hat. and she's gonna be like my little mascot everywhere. Like if ever I go on a solo trip again, she's gonna be like my little good luck charm. Like, hey, you did it once, you can do it again. Oh, it's so cute. I feel like this was a sign, like me doing the nails and not knowing, and then seeing this, it was just a sign. Like it was meant to be. Like this was what I was meant to have. This was what was meant to come into my life. And if it ever breaks off, I will actually cry. So I am gonna try and chill now and put on some Gilmore Girls, maybe read my book, because I haven't really read much of it. I didn't read on the flight because I was somewhere in between really anxious and excited. And funnily enough, although I have been anxious, I haven't been crazy anxious like I usually would be, which is very strange. I think meeting Kevin this morning helped, just because I had someone to talk to and someone to go through like the airport process with, because even though I felt pretty confident when I was doing everything, like I've never been to Heathrow before. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just winging it. And even when I got to Amsterdam, like trying to find the train station and all of that stuff, like when I saw the station and all of the people, because it's like huge, I was just like, oh my god, this is like my worst nightmare. Like how am I gonna know where to go? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did almost cry when we was taking off, not because I was scared of leaving or anything, but just because I'm so proud of myself. Like I can't believe the things that I've done today. I've done 2 museums, I've done a canal trip, I went to the airport alone, an airport that I've never been to, I've travelled on public transport in a foreign country, I haven't got lost, I walked into a busy cafe to get some food and a drink and I didn't freak out, and the guy was really nice and he let me sit at the bar and I ate at the bar. Okay, I have this weird thing where like I don't like eating in front of people, specifically people that I don't really know very well. I don't know what it is, and I didn't freak out once, I didn't get anxious. I just sat there, I was reading my little book on my phone, and the things that I've done today, I'm just like, I'm really proud of myself. And I'm probably gonna cry at the end of this trip because this has just been such a crazy day. I'm already like tearing up. Yeah, like this is, some people are gonna watch this and be like, oh, like it's really not that big of a deal, but for me, this is like a huge deal. Like a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have even have like the idea of going to London on my own, even though I grew up on the outskirts like my whole life. Like I hated going on my own, like I didn't want to go on my own. Feared getting on public transport without like a plan. Like I had to know which train I was getting and I had to know the route, and now I just go to London and I kind of search up the station that I need to get to my hotel, because I kind of need to do that anyway, but I just wing it when I'm there, which I never would have thought of, you know, when I was a teenager or whatever. Like even if no one else says it, who I know or whatever, like I'm proud of myself. Like I did this. Anyway, that concludes today's little vlog. I'm not going to plan to wake up early tomorrow. I'm going to put my earplugs in, I'm not setting an alarm. The Anne Frank Museum, or Anne Frank House, I have booked for I think 6:15. I'm gonna have to check, but it's like around 6 PM in the evening. There is a pancake house that I want to eat at some point that's around the corner, so I'm planning on maybe going there after the Anne Frank house. But yeah, that's basically my plan tomorrow, is the Anne Frank house, and anything else that I do is extra. Oh, also, just before I forget, because I don't think I did like a commentary on this, the Red Light Museum. So it sounds a bit seedy when it's like the Museum of Prostitution, but it was a place that was high up on my list because when I heard what it was about, I was like, that's really interesting. So it's on the Red Light District. It's open all day until like really late at night. I think it might close at 10 PM. So you have all day to do it if you're like, you know, running out of stuff to do because I think it's closing early or whatever. But it basically, you get like an audio guide, and as you go around there's kind of like things on the wall, and you would have seen it in the little clips that I filmed, but there are little things on the wall and you like point the thing at the wall and click a button and then the audio will play. But basically it's narrated by a woman who actually works on the Red Light District, and she'll tell you kind of like stories of things that have happened or stories of what it's like to be a sex worker on the Red Light District. And it shows you kind of like some of the scenarios that happen, like the way that people, I say people, but like the way men stare through the windows and all of this stuff. And actually one of the things that was really eye-opening is, and I took a clip of this because I thought it was interesting, a lot of women die on the red light district. It doesn't happen often, but it happens often enough. And I couldn't believe how many women there were, like since, I think they said it was since the 1963 or something. And I think the last one that was put on that board was from 2013, so I don't know if there's been any since then. But that was really eye-opening, and I learned a lot. And if you are not going to go there anytime soon, but you want something bookish, that's kind of like similar, if any of you are from my book videos, hi. I read a book recently that I still need to talk about in my wrap-up, which by the time you see this I'll probably have put that up anyway, and it's called How Was It For You by Evie Smith. I listened to the audiobook of that, and that's actually by a British sex worker. And obviously in the UK it's very different, because although sex work is legalised in a way, how it is on the red light district is not. We're not that liberal, and also brothels are completely illegal. They're still around, there are still brothels, but they're very much undercover, and you have to be in the know to know where they are. That book actually taught me a lot about kind of like how a sex worker feels about the sex work industry. But that book in particular, obviously it's about a British sex worker, but that's a really good in-depth look at the British caste system as well. It's just really good. It's a really good book. I highly recommend it, especially the audiobook. It's available on Spotify. If you've got Spotify Premium, it's part of your premium monthly allowance. I think it's a short one, so you could get it done in 1 month. But that taught me a lot of the things that I also learnt about in that museum as well, because one of the things that was very prominent in that museum was that the sex workers on the red light district who are there, you know, legally, and you know, they're happy to do the job, they're proud of it. They're not ashamed of it. Like, they're doing it for a reason. And you know, I think that there's a lot of people who will have this idea like, oh, you know, women shouldn't be doing that, you know, they're being used, blah blah blah. But like, they are happy to do it. They are earning money from men who, and it's I don't want to say it's easy money, but in a way it kind of is. But yeah, like, that book taught me a lot, that museum taught me a lot. I really highly recommend. I think it was definitely well worth the money. It was, I think it was like 14 euros, and all of the rooms are set up like how they would be in a brothel, because that place actually is a prior brothel, and one of the victims was actually killed there. It's just a really interesting experience, so I highly recommend. And that will be my last point, because I am now going to take my shoes off and stop this vlog.